Thank you, Frank. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everybody here, okay? I have a few thank yous that I'd just like to put out there. One of them, of course, is to my wife, Alice. Alice, thank you for coming with me tonight. She's always there for me. To Frank's wife, Patty, who came here, and I want to let you know that they all came down here from Albany. You know, sometimes it's not easy to put these together, so when people say to me, look, it's December 21st, and they say, why would you do something like that? It's because Frank Barbaro, at the most difficult time of the year, made the time to come down here to support me. And Frank, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and Patty, for being here right now today. You know, it's also something that I want you to know, that this is a season for all people. It's a season of Christmas, it's a season of Hanukkah, and in a very kind of a coincidental way, the Arabic community has a holiday called Eid al-Huda. And Eid al-Huda is actually this week, and it's something that happens very rarely, because if you know something about the Arabic calendar, it actually every year is offset by 12 days. And so it's a very rare occasion for this to come all together. That particular holiday is about sacrifice. So for those of you who came down here tonight on a very difficult time, other than Frank and for everybody, thank you for your sacrifice very much, and a very merry holidays season to you. One problem we have in a terminal is that we get announcements that compete. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. That's what we talk about here, only the thing is that as Democrats we say goodwill to men and to women. I'll also tell you that when you speak about that occasion, when you speak about that, I want you to know that those words are personified by a fellow by the name of Frank Barbaro. Frank Barbaro has been an assemblyman in Brooklyn for 20-something years. He then became a Supreme Court judge, and I'll tell you, he was very, very wonderful to me one week when he took my wife and he actually had her sequestered, okay, for 1 week on his jury. That's a true story. Frank, thank you very much for that week of feast. I'm in trouble now. Frank is when they say peace on earth, who better personifies than peace on earth than a fellow by the name of Frank Barbaro. Frank Barbaro was one of the very first people who was out there on the war in Iraq and said, this is not the right thing for our children. I will follow in the footsteps of Frank, and I will tell you right now that I did so 2 years ago in 2006. We must bring those kids home. The time for the war in Iraq never should have been and should now be over. Frank was the candidate, he was the elected official of hope. Frank gave hope to everybody out there with respect to economics, to the people who are poor and the underclass, to the middle class, to the lower middle class. He said to them, taxes are not your burden, or should not be solely your burden. They should be the burden of those who can best afford them, the rich, the corporations, and when I'm running for office this time, as the last time, I will adhere to those policies, and that's why Frank is supporting me today. Thank you very much. Frank was the candidate and he was the elected official of hope, in the sense that he always believed in health care for people. I am a person who believes in single-payer health care. I believe that health care should be taken care of through a Medicare type of an arrangement, and I will stick to that, and I think the people of Staten Island and of the United States are ready for that. Thank you, Frank, for that. Goodwill to men. Who knows more about goodwill to men than Frank Barbaro? As a candidate and as an elected official, Frank Barbaro was there. He believed in civil rights. He believed in the rights of women. He believed in the rights of the underprivileged and the poor. He believed in the rights of gays and lesbians. He believed in the rights of children. He believed in the rights of seniors. He believed in the rights of students. In effect, Frank believed in one principle. He believed in human rights. He believed in equality, and he believed in justice. So do I. And over the next year, I will be explaining that to everyone on the island and in Brooklyn. We will run a campaign of goodwill to men and to women. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I will tell you that as we are here tonight, there are somewhere in the vicinity of how many foreclosures taking place on this island? Okay.
I don't know.
Thousands of foreclosures that are taking place on this island because people who are rich decided that they were going to take advantage of people who are poor. And they are now losing their homes. And homes that should be theirs, happy homes, at a time like this, at this time of year, are homes that are now being foreclosed upon. And the reason for that is because the mortgages that they entered into that should have been basically something that gave them a lifetime of security actually automatically turned into eviction notices. I will not allow those mortgages anymore to be turned into eviction notices. We will turn them back into happy homes for those people. That is what America is supposed to be about. That is the promise of America. That should be the promise of all Staten Islanders, that they will not find themselves out on the street at a time of year like this. Thank you all very much for coming here tonight. I again thank you for your sacrifice, and I thank you all one more time. Thank you very much. Okay, can I ask my friend Ralph Barbaro to come up here? Okay, Ralph, come on up. Okay. Thank you very much. So with Frank and the three of us together.
Let me just say that I know Frank Barbaro from the first anti-war campaign, 1966. We worked together.
Same war, different name.
Frank gave us an early Christmas present.
Thank you, Frank. Greatly appreciate it. I want to say one other thing. I'm going to tell you right now, too. There's guys out there, all right? That's the unions. That's the people that I'm talking about. That's what America is about, and that's people that we are going to support in this campaign. Guys, I'm with you always, and you know that, all right?